Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and sticking with me. I know it's been a while, and welcome if you are new. My name is Shanti. I have a just turned 2-year-old little girl named Amar, and I am pregnant with baby number 2 right now. This video is going to be a recap of my first trimester. I knew from the very beginning that I wanted to document this pregnancy, and I knew that I wanted to have a lot of memories because even though I did film a little bit in my daughter's pregnancy, I didn't film as much as I would like to. But I've had a lot going on these past few months. I just hit 28 weeks and I am doing this from my notes and from memory, so I want to kind of go back and go over that, and then I'm also going to do a second trimester recap, and then I'm going to do weekly updates from this point forward until the baby is born. So don't forget to subscribe for all of that content, and I'm also going to start posting on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So motherhood lifestyle, cleaning videos, organization. I have just hit that nesting phase where I want to declutter and organize every single thing. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see that content, and I'm just going to jump right into the video. So as far as finding out that I was trying to conceive and finding out that I was pregnant, we were TTC for a couple of months. I can do a separate video on that, like how to get pregnant fast or trying to conceive tips, like that kind of thing, because that could be like a complete and total like 10-15 minute video, because I could just ramble on. But we found out that I was pregnant at about 5 weeks pregnant. Or 4 weeks pregnant. We found out super early on because, like I said, we were trying to conceive, so there was that 2-week wait. I didn't even wait to get to the day of my missed period before I started testing, and I started getting faint lines, and just the lines would get darker and darker. So I knew early on, and you have a ton of symptoms during that 2-week wait. You don't really know if it's like in your mind because you're TTC or if it's actually what's going on, but I just felt like I was pregnant. I knew that I was pregnant, and I started not feeling very well from the very beginning. So that was that. And like I said, at about 5 weeks, 4 weeks and a few days, almost 5 weeks, when I knew for sure in the pregnancy tests, like digital and all the tests that I took were coming out positive, I called the doctor and I set up my first appointment. So for my doctor's office, they don't see you until 6 weeks, and they'll do your blood work and like your initial appointment. And then at 8 weeks, you'll do your first ultrasound and you'll see the doctor. So you don't see the doctor at 6 weeks, but they won't even let you come in. So when I got pregnant, it was around the time where everyone was posting these like videos about like miscarriage and oh my god, I forgot that word. Erin Williams filmed a video on her experience and just like all this crazy stuff, and everyone was talking about checking your HCG levels and making sure that they continue to rise, and that was something that I didn't really know about. So that freaked me out in that like week and a half, 2 weeks that I couldn't go in and that I wasn't able to do blood work. Like, oh my god, like shouldn't they have me go in from the very beginning and check my blood work? Because the first time around I didn't find out that I was pregnant until about 6 weeks, so I was able to get those levels right away. I didn't have to wait and that kind of thing. So yeah, I went in, I had that appointment. It was pretty much the same as the last time, family history. It's the same office, so they had all my information and they took my blood. They gave me a call and let me know that my HCG levels were super high. So for a minute there, we thought maybe it's twins because mine were like off the charts, but it is not. It's just one single baby. And then at 8 weeks we went in for the ultrasound and we saw our little baby. It was my husband, me, and my daughter. She was really freaked out by the ultrasound and by hearing the heartbeat. So that was interesting, but yeah, everything looked great and everything looked good. And we saw the doctor and we asked all of our questions, and the last time around I had a lot of aches, a lot of pains, and I wanted to see if that meant that I was going to experience the same thing this time around. And my doctors just keep telling me with subsequent pregnancies, which is just like back-to-back pregnancies, usually all of your symptoms will progress and will just be worse because I guess you're having kids so close together. And my kids will be 2 years and a couple of months apart, which I didn't even think was like so close together, but apparently it is. So yeah, that's something that I had to look forward to, is knowing that things would probably be worse this time around than they were the first time. And another thing that I started to realize pretty much around that 8-week mark was like, this is TMI, but really bad constipation. I went through like a 2-week, almost 2 weeks, where I was not able to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, and I was completely miserable. I was in a lot of pain because I was uncomfortable. My stomach was super upset. It made me not want to eat. So that was something that I went through really early on, and I was recommended to start taking, it's like a fiber, like it's this fiber powder you put in your water. It's orange. I will put the name down here because I don't know it off the top of my head. But nothing really worked. It was just time, and eventually I was able to go, but they had me take a few things that you're able to take while you're pregnant, and none of it like gave me any type of relief. So yeah, it was about 12 days before I was able to go to the bathroom, and that is not something I experienced the first time around, but it is something that I've heard other pregnant mamas talk about. So it's definitely something that can be very real in your pregnancy. And also, right after I got over the little constipation, I jumped right into nausea. So I actually started experiencing nausea from the very beginning. How I told you guys that I like felt like I was pregnant and I wasn't feeling good. I felt kind of nauseous and just kind of like queasy at 5 weeks. It would kind of slow down a little bit, and when I was having other issues, maybe it was because I was so focused on the other things, like it kind of stayed at bay. And for me, from about 5 weeks to like 8 or 9 weeks, the nausea was more in the morning. It was more of your typical, what you think of morning sickness. And if I would wake up really nauseous, but I would eat, a piece of toast or crackers or something like that, and I would feel a little bit better. But after about 8 weeks or 9 weeks, it hit full force, and it was more like I would wake up and be like, oh, I feel kind of good today. Like today might not be that bad. And 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock would hit, and I just felt disgusting. I felt like I could not move from the couch. I felt like I couldn't walk around. I couldn't stand. And even thinking about it, it was just absolutely dreadful. And one of the worst parts of this pregnancy was how nauseous I was. And that continued well into the beginning of my second trimester. My OB ended up prescribing me Zofran, which I never took. I was very skeptical about it because at that 6-week appointment, the initial appointment, the nurse did tell me that there were cases out against it, and even though they did not believe that it had any effects or anything like that, there were cases they did have to let you know, and people were claiming that it did some type of harm to them or to their children. So that automatically, like as soon as she told me that, like I knew, like, okay, I don't want to take that no matter what. So I was very against taking Zofran. And there was also another medication that she told me that I could get, which insurance does not cover. Most insurances don't cover it. It's called Diclegis, I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's the only FDA approved nausea medication for pregnant women. But it makes you very, very tired. It's basically like Unisum, which is an over-the-counter sleep aid mixed with B6, vitamin B6, I believe, or B12, B6, I believe. And I have a toddler, so I couldn't be like knocked out and passed out. The first time around when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was able to just like sleep it off or just lay around and lounge around, and that was the great thing, is that I didn't have to resort to taking any medicine or even think about it or give it, you know, a second thought. But this time around it was just so difficult having so much going on. And if you guys are new to my channel or may not know, I am in a college program. I'm in the health administration program, and I'm near the end, thank God, but I was doing my internship plus 4 classes. So I was a full-time student plus doing an internship that was 6 credits, which you're supposed to take kind of like on a semester on its own. So I had a lot going on, and to be that sick was just like, you guys, I can't even describe it. So anyone that's going through that, I mean, like, believe me, it's normal. It happens. Some people don't feel it. Some people don't experience it. And then there's people like us who just, we get the worst of it. But it goes by so fast, and I'm telling you, you forget all about it, because I didn't even remember what it felt like and how bad it was with my daughter until I got it this time around. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, like just 2 years ago I was going through this and I completely forgot. So yeah, that was my whole nausea. And then after the little nausea started to go away and kind of get a little bit better towards the end of the first trimester, beginning of the second trimester, the fatigue hit. So I went from being completely nauseous, feeling like I just wanted to throw up, and like if I could just throw up, like I would feel better, but I never threw up. That's the thing, is like I felt like I had to throw up. I was so queasy all day, every day, but I never threw up. And then it was like the days that I wasn't feeling nauseous, I was just super fatigued. So I was literally like a zombie. That's the only way I can describe it. And it's so crazy to think back to like that, and think a few months ago I was like that bad, and I just felt like I can't take this anymore. So yeah, that was what I was dealing with throughout my first trimester. Not too fun. Yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything, but I don't think that I did, because like I said, I took some notes. So that's what we've been going through over here. That's what's been happening. I want to apologize for the lighting. I only have one window in this bedroom, and my lighting setup is out in the garage, and I have not filmed a sit down video since we moved into this house, which is crazy because it's been months. So hopefully for future videos I can get the lighting and I can get like a better setup and have it all cute for you guys and just much better quality. But I really wanted to get this first trimester recap out, because like I said, I'm very pregnant. I'm way past the first trimester, and I want to start filming these weekly updates, like more so in real time for you guys. And I knew that it would just be so random to just jump into the third trimester without kind of letting you guys know what happened in the first trimester, and also just to have it for myself, because I love going back and watching the videos that I recorded when I was pregnant with my daughter. I just think it's like you forget it, and it's just crazy how you forget everything. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!